Welcome to the video about how to use the KEYVILBOARD SMS edition. Today we're going to talk about the basic functionality of the KEYVILBOARD, what's special about it, and how what you need to look for and what the problems are sometimes, as well as how to change the PID and UID. So how can you change the name of the Arduino so it doesn't get recognized like a normal, like an Arduino Leonardo, but gets recognized like a HID keyboard or a different name, whatever you would like, as well as changing the UID and the PID, which are the systems like antiviruses or specific USB blocking software uses to verify if the same device is connected. Furthermore, we're going to talk about the basics of the Exfilltration, and yeah, let's start with what the basic functionalities are and how to check if it works. An easy way to check if it works is by once you have it opened in the screen, you will now see a copy of my phone, and once I enter send the text, once it's connected, as well as that the KEYVILBOARD has a blinking LED, which is hard to see when the case is on it. You can check if the keyboard works by pressing caps lock and see if the caps lock turns on. If the caps lock turns on, it's properly configured. So while therefore I type now test, for instance, I type the keyboard that is connected through the KEYVILBOARD. It should respond with I should at some point receive whatever I just entered. It will take some time depending on how the settings are. But for instance, if I send a text message as a hey, it will respond with wrong command, it's not possible, try a different command. Which also displays the full message, which is like a debugging way. For instance, if you think you're entering the command the right way, if it's not entered the right way, you know what to do. But yeah, a beautiful thing now is if I show you, I am typing a really long sentence. For instance, if I type this, at some point I should receive it. It takes about 30 seconds, depends on how you put the settings. You can also receive it immediately, but the thing is you need to keep the amount of text you send and receive quite low. For instance, if you look at the payloads, here you have the payloads. Also make sure that the phone number at which this is getting sent to is configured in the right order. Yeah. A couple things to keep in mind with a lot of keyloggers is that you are on hardware level, so you can't really see what people are doing sometimes. For instance, if I type something like YouTube, for instance, if I type YouTube, it automatically gets finish the sentence for me, or the website I want to go to. Those are things we aren't able to see. You can only see what someone types into their keyboard, so it's you're never able to really see what someone is doing, or where they. If I click here with my mouse and type something, and then after that I click down here, there's no way of us really telling where the text is getting sent. The only easy way to do it or to recognize it is really by forcing people to do specific stuff, for forcing people to be locked out of their computers, and then the first thing they enter is their password, so then you capture their Windows password. Yeah, you're always blind, so you don't really know what happens, and that's an important thing to remember. So sometimes you might type, or your target might type a lot of stuff, and you will never really see what happens. Also, a lot of space bars a lot of spaces, so a lot of text gets cramped together, as you can see right now. A test, I am typing a really long sentence, and then but I also typed YouTube. As you can see, you only see the U, and after I click somewhere else, so it's really hard to interpret what is really going on. Then I will show you now how to change the UID and the PID. So you see now it is Arduino Leonardo, and we want to change that. We want to change it to a generic name. So how do we do that? It took me some while to figure out, but you need to go into your C. Then you go to Program Files, Arduino. That's quite basic. Then you go into Hardware, then Arduino, AVR, boards. Then you copy this file for some reason, because you can't really interact with it directly. You open this file, you can use Notepad, but you copy it to a different folder. Close down Arduino as well. Once you have closed that down and you have copied the file, open a file in the different folder, the duplicate. And what you want to search for is Leonardo. And Leonardo build, and here you see Arduino Leonardo, and you see the PID and the UID. So this is the PID, no, this is the PID, this is the UID, or the visual, and you can change these accordingly. You can mostly the product identifiers, like, so you can find which one is a Apple keyboard, so you can change it to Apple keyboard, so it doesn't have the question, stuff like that. For now we will change it to 999, and the name we will change to HID generic, HID keyboard, something like this. And then we save it, and then we replace the file, and then we have admin privileges, and we have to allow that. So now it's replaced. So now we open the sketch again. Also make sure you have done these steps in the top. If you followed the setup tutorial, that should all be good. Now we will flash that. So now we will compile sketch. It's disconnected. And now we see COM port 3, and if we go to device manager, yes, and we go to COM port, you can see serial USB device, so no Arduino, nothing else like that, and it still works fine. Test 1 2 3 4. So that's all good. You can also see a update just came into the keylogger. That's because we refreshed the code. Normally if you connect the device, it should send out a beacon. Only it takes a bit of time before the KEYVILBOARD has power or a cell tower. So that's why you normally don't receive the first implant. Maybe if you put a delay on it, you should always receive that fine. But now you can see there's no way of them really, people can't see what's going on. For instance, if I have already configured this before, so what we can do as well to show you, yes, this one. If we get the copy again. So here you see the test 1 2 3 coming in. So if we get a copy again, go to Leonardo. And then we do HID. Why can't you? That's fine. HID keyboard. So if we change the PID now to something else I haven't configured before. Let's worship the devil. and say something like example, or what's a good HP keyboard. Save it, and then we go to replace the file again, accept it, open Arduino again, and then you also will see a new device will be configured. So it flashed the code, it gets disconnected. As soon as it reconnects, it will say like new device, HP keyboard will be put in. So that's really nice. So let's move on to the following part. Now we will come into the command line stuff. Jagox, or Jago Hansen is his full name, he's also known by Jagox, has made this really nice explanatory thing on how to use the payloads. So here you can see how the payloads are set up, how you can make your own. It's quite difficult to do in my eyes, but it should be able, if you read close enough, see how it works, use the correct voids, add a payload here. Works really good, works really nice for now. Add your own payloads, add some stuff, but it's a really good basis to work on. So if you go back in here, and we want, how it really works is that you say for unlocking stuff, you just enter the password you will have gotten at some point. You can also make different ways, so maybe one that uses a password manager, so how to attack a password manager. Be creative, do your own stuff in this way. The cool thing is you can always extract data locally, which is really useful, since you can do that air gapped. That's a beautiful thing to do, for instance with the who am I. That's a really cool one to show you. It's hard to show for me now, but we also have a video of that online, and that's really easy to use as well. So you say your OS, your password, and the command in this case is that's who am I. You can make your own command, your own attack vectors. But for now we will do the manual action argument. So we will do manual, as you can see on the iPhone. Then we do the hashtags. Then we say the action. Do we want to press, print, delay, or release something? We want to print something in this case. So you can see the keyword that's configured. We want to print, and we say, hey, this is from my iPhone. So this way of talking is like both ways we can talk, and that, yeah, it's really beautiful. One thing to keep in mind with the who am I payload, because we changed the who am I. Okay. There should be a who am I payload somewhere in here. Interesting. Oh, I sent this after. Oh, hey, this is from my iPhone, my bad. Yes, you can see it has been received. Unlock. It's like unlock, run, and unlock, run, and exfil. Here you can see that at some point there should be something, a function when it's Windows command, run exfil commands. Here it's command. Here you can see in this command we use a VID and a PID. These PIDs need to be changed accordingly to the change you committed in the boards.txt file. So here you can see we changed it to 966 and 966, so change them as well here in the payloads. So this way you can send data over serial to the SMS, and then it can be extracted again. So yeah, that's about all it. Be creative and have a good time.